Halo Reach, the last Halo that Bungie created. Also, the beginning of a very controversial era. For many, it was the fall of Halo. For others, it's just another Halo game that's just got some key differences to former games in the series. For me, it felt like a 13-year-old who just discovered his wheelie stand up and rubbing it against his hand felt good. It was fun while it lasted. But just because I personally felt like it was my favorite Halo game doesn't mean it was the best Halo game. Uh, It's a weird concept, right? I love a game more than any other that's a part of the series, yet I don't think it's the best in the series itself. That's like thinking your mom is the best one in the world, but wanting a different one. But what was so bad about Halo Reach that made people dislike it so much? Well, my friend, let me introduce you to Sprint and other absurdly annoying Spartan abilities. These changed the flow of Halo entirely. Well, no shit, All Star, you can run faster now. I'm not gonna get into why Sprint is good or bad. No. Today I'm explaining how these game design options have made a problem for 343. We're simply going to discuss why Halo simply has a hard time adapting and trying to adopt the right mechanics. So, let's start off by pointing out the obvious. There's a split in the community. Some people don't mind abilities like sprint and clamber. Others demand that Halo have a classic feel from the games that made the series a juggernaut in the gaming scene. I'm not going to ramble about my personal take on the situation because I don't matter. What matters, though, is this split in the community. However, if I were to take a shot in the dark, just one shot, I think more people would pick classic styled Halo game mechanics over modern day Halo ones. Now, here's where things get tricky. 343 has made previous attempts to change the feel of Halo. This attempt also changed how many fans perceive Halo and its latest titles. It's created an imbalance within the game's fans, and it just doesn't directly tie in with the game mechanics either. 343 has made some dumb, very stupid decisions when it comes to game types, game modes on launch, and microtransactions. None of which have had a single hand in making Halo fans upset, but rather a collection of them did. But it also made a new breed. A hybrid, if you will. Halo players that actually enjoy the game types the latest Halo games have to offer, their mobility, and the overall game design. 343 has basically made a new community with their decisions and thus have made new fans of the series that argue against the older ones or the boomers of the series, if you will. These decisions, and with the creation of new fans, have made an extremely hard choice for 343. They can't just try to cater to one audience anymore. They can't try to go down the middle anymore either. It's either no advanced movement and classic styled Halo game mechanics and design and post content updates, or advanced movement with mediocre post content updates. They have created a split within their own game that makes them have to make, a major decision on how the game is and how it will feel to play. And then there's the argument, why not just play MCC if you want older styled games? Because it gets boring. Every game gets boring after you play it over and over again. Personally, I could only play Halo the rest of my life and be satisfied. However, for many people, including the average Xbox and PC fan, they simply play the game if it's new and or popular. MCC, Master Chief Collection, got destroyed when it was first released and thus made it hard for people to like it or even give it a shot again. And that doesn't make any, it doesn't make an entire sense because MCC also has Reach and Halo 4, which had advanced movements, which shows that the game is more than just classical gameplay, so that throws the theory of just play MCC. This just shows you that there's a split in the idea of what a Halo game should be. There are two games with the MCC that have advanced movement, like I said, Halo Reach and Halo 4. And I made this video because I want to highlight that 343 is in a strugglesome spot right now, and to give them a break until we get news about Infinite. As of this day, on May 22nd, there's no news about Halo Infinite, no gameplay or anything like that. So don't just get mad at 343 because they are in a very tough spot right now. And it's really not just their fault because Bungie left them with the Halo Reach, which attracted an array of new players including myself. They just tried to add on to what they were given. It wasn't the greatest gaming moment ever, of course. 343 has had some plunders, but they tried to make something special, and they dug themselves into a hole. And people are giving them crap for the Halo 2 launch, but you gotta understand, they are launching during the pandemic, the one that we're currently in. But besides that, they've tried to make something special, and they dug themselves into a hole, like I said. And with Halo 5, they thought by making the game faster and more complicated, it would improve their previous disaster. It was a good improvement, but it wasn't the right one. Like I suggested before, I think there's a larger amount of classic styled fans than there are advanced movement ones. They should have tried to make the game flow stay the same but add more classical Halo things. We can see that they have to either lean one way or another because many fans did not like Halo Reach multiplayer that well because of the advanced movement and ability system. So what does this mean for Halo Infinite? Well, like I said, I don't hate don't okay, just don't hate Halo Infinite automatically right out the gate. If you see things you don't like or agree with, automatically just throw that idea out of your head that you're just going to hate the game because you need to try the game out. I know that's easier said than done, but it's the only way to tell if it's worth your time because honestly, nobody's going to just agree that there aren't flaws with the game. No matter what they do with Halo Infinite, people aren't going to be happy. I think at this point where 343 understands this, I think at that point in their career they understand this. They have to make the decision that will impact their sales and their company less. So if they have classic movement and mechanics in Infinite, advanced movement lovers are going to be pissed and vice versa. They're going to do what's best for them, and I can't say that I blame them. Halo Infinite is the most important game in the Halo series. This is make it or break it time. If you're like me, you don't care what they do as long as it's good. But just remember what I said. It might not be what you're expecting or hoping for, so I say for the remainder of these next few months before we get a reveal, just keep your fingers crossed and your hopes down because it might disappoint you at first glance. Kind of what like I see in the mirror every day. But don't panic, just give 343 a chance and you might be surprised. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like for me and subscribe for more Halo content. But yeah, I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out, my dudes.